everybody, it's the coach. This is Madden football.
It is a pretty hot late summer afternoon here in the South Bay as EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Silicon Valley and Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. Today, it's the opener of a new NFL season between the Green Bay Packers and the San Francisco 49ers. So here comes the Packers offense now onto the field. And they're led out by a guy who learned from one of the great ones in his first few years in Tom Brady. This is Jimmy Garoppolo.
When you're back up to one of the all-time great players, if you don't spend time picking that guy's brain or just watching and observing how he does things to increase your game, then you've wasted that time. I don't think Jimmy Garoppolo is that type of a player. I think those lessons learned have a chance to transmit themselves very well.
Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Garoppolo looks to throw.
Give me some.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. Those passes out that far wide.
Here we go.
Always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
Wide open receiver complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
Here we go.
From inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 46. On the counter, here's Jones. And he's got this down to the 35. Give him 10 there, good enough for a Packer first down. That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
The athleticism of offensive lines continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here. Not only are they controlling things right at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to get upfield to get to what we call the 2nd and the 3rd levels. You know, get to the linebacker spot, the secondary spot, getting all the way downfield with their blocking, which helps keep the running back clean.
They'll try to continue that trend here this afternoon.
Here we go.
2nd and 10 now from the 35.
Shift.
From the shotgun to give to Jones. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. Touchdown, Packers. Aaron Jones, 35 yards, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Excellent start there. First drive of the season, big-time success, putting it in the end zone.
And remember, that was done without any real map of how to do it. In other words, the deeper you get into the season, you got game film to work off of, tendencies to work off of. The first drive of the season, things can be entirely different than what you've seen in the past. It's a really good job of execution by them.
And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. And a look here at their go-to guy under center.
What I enjoyed this week is that you asked to talk to his offensive center before the game and find out a little bit more about him and what the relationship is. And that was a pretty positive story, wasn't it?
Yeah, and really what I took away from that is just how it has permeated throughout the entire offensive line, the relationship they've had. It's really a group that's in sync.
They care about him. That's the thing. They really care. And when you care that much, you're going to play that much harder for him and give a better chance to lead the team that wins.
He'll get 17 on that one, and the Niners have a first down.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
Back to throw now on first down. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
Let's go.
A good pick up there, 26 yards. And a nice start there to the aerial attack to pick up the first.
And I think preseason is officially over now. Getting into the groove of the regular season, that's a great way to get started. First drive of the season, what a nice completion.
And they move this all the way down to the 9. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Once again, they run with Breda on 1st down. And he'll work his way closer to the goal line as he's got 5 rounded to 3.
When you look at the geography we're staring at, this part of the field, don't you always think of big backs carrying the football, bruisers trying to pound it in? Instead, look at a little more of a scat back type, and he's trying to make it happen.
Yeah, the elusive, slippery guy couldn't get in there, though. Able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4 down territory.
Defense didn't budge on 3rd down. Now what are we going to see on 4th?
We are soon to find out, but does this feel like old school football or what?
Oh, yeah.
This is an old-fashioned goal line stand. I know what I would call on offense. I would go for it. I want some type of a play where my quarterback has a chance to run it or throw it. I don't just want one static play.
They try the sneak, but not enough push. He doesn't get in. And the Packer defense stands tall down by the goal line.
Here we go, here we go. 180! Mike 54, Mike 54. Hey, watch the slant, watch the slant.
They'll start out on the ground with Jones. Fighting to get back to the goal line. I don't think he got there. He did not get back there. It's a safety. Then, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike 53. Hey, pick it up, defense. 22, Jet, Bubba. 22, Jet, let it go.
They'll start on the ground with Breda. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. The Niners have the 1st down on a gain of 11. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far is working pretty well from them. But here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
They run with Breda, and that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
A loss of 2 brings up 2nd and 12.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Now the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down.
That's what I'm talking about.
Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very low.
It's our time.
There's the Washington Husky. It's Dante Pettis. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the 1st.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they had planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Hey, turn it up, turn it up.
And they give this time to the tailback. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now that sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
It's a party now. It's a party now.
We are in for a good one as we're through 1 on EA Sports.
Let's go. Henry. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike 53. Here we go, here we go.
This is Breda. And this will be taken across midfield and into Green Bay territory. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and about 7 left.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
He'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down.
Here we go.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And last time they surrendered the safety, we know they don't want to do that again.
That is just one of those oddities in scoring that we get, and it's just so strange to see that go up on the board, and then you got to make sure that that doesn't happen to your team again. Then you've got to take care of the ball.
The boy juices up the defense.
Oh, without a doubt. That's a great way to score some points.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. To throw is Garoppolo. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to hold that one in.
Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant the flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounces into the end zone for a touchback. Matt Breed in the offense heading back out. And the ground game's been good, but they're losing here in the 2nd quarter. Can they use that ground game maybe to work the air attack a little bit more?
I think so, because now you can throw play action off of being able to run the ball effectively. And oftentimes you might want to swing your back out in the backfield, get the ball in his hands in open space. And just don't get totally away from running it, because some of these runs now, they may pop bigger as the game goes along.
Yeah, they've been good with the run so far. 25 yards that time. A big play to start him out. Has him at the 45 already. On 1st down, here's Breed. And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Let's go, Tackle. Let's go. We got this. We got this.
Here's Breida. And an alley to run. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. It'll go as a 1st down for San Francisco on a pickup of 16. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. The safety, Adrian Amos, comes crashing in for the sack.
Well, that's the 2nd time he's been sacked so far in the 1st half. And if they have designs on having a big year, on going anywhere, they've got to find a way to keep him upright so he can throw the football.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. They'll set up a throw. That's complete to his receiver, Pettis. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. 36 yards on the play. Well, make that now 2 completions for him on this drive, and these aren't ordinary completions. They're big ones.
Yeah, these are the types that make the secondary talk to each other.
And across the goal line, into the end zone, touchdown 49ers. A 5-yard touchdown run, and the 49ers have now taken the lead. Nice job of polishing off that drive, but all the credit there goes to that play prior.
Yeah, it certainly does, because after that big play, I think resistance almost felt futile at that point. it, and the very next play they come right back, quick, fast, and in a hurry, and put it in the end zone.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This fielded at the 2. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. And they're coming off a 3 and out, my friend.
54 Mike.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before and realize it hasn't worked.
Go to something else.
And maybe try and find one of those special plays.
Here we go.
And maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. Throw here complete on the right sideline. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also third down. Looking to throw. Garoppolo. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on third down. Well, the crowd doesn't like that. It was going to bring up fourth. Now it's first.
They don't like it at all, do they? It brings them back into it, but really not in a positive way. Now they're angry. That can jangle a team a little bit as well. Pass interference ruined that series of downs for them.
Throw over the middle, taken in. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. Give him 15 there, and the Packers have a first.
First down, Green Bay.
Right. Here we go. 180!
Hey, let's get some penetration here.
There's Garoppolo on first and 10. Johnson's got it complete. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts. They'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
54. Get ready.
Garoppolo now, first down throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right.
Let's get that ball right here.
Back to the air on second. It's Garoppolo. Complete. It's Johnson. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. Here we go. The stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets them 6. Here's Garoppolo to throw. Well, the two men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, then no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because it's...
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Under a minute to play here in the half. Time for a late drive.
It makes sense when you think about it. Hey, try and get a field goal. Give yourself a lead going into the half. But if you're going to do this, you better have supreme trust in your quarterback. Supreme trust in the guy's going to handle the football. Because if you turn it over here, not only do you go in down at the half, you give the momentum squarely to your opponent.
They'll look to throw here. Deep ball for Goodwin. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down. So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Looking to throw. And, he took that in one-handed. What a grab.
We play to win. Let Go!
A one-handed catch, that's one thing, but with a defender right there, that was a heck of a play.
It used to be that one-handed catch was instinctive in a game. Now it's a practiced move. They work on it before, after, during practice sessions. It becomes part of their repertoire, and it pays off.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. And across the chalk, into the end zone, it's a 49er touchdown. Dante Pettis in the final seconds of the first half. And once again, the 49ers are back out in front.
Well, someone has a sense of the dramatic here, don't they? Scoring this late in the half to take the lead going into the locker room.
Now they just don't want to misstep misfortune on the next kickoff because a little bit of time left on that clock.
Yeah, you do have to bring that up, don't you? In the NFL, every play is critical. If you give up something cheap there, all that advantage they just gained goes right out the window.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This fielded at the 2. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line.
Here we go, here we go.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Garoppolo, and this is caught. I think he got that with one hand.
That's it, baby. We're going to work.
So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend as we send you cross-country to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome back to football, everybody. We've got a full slate of 16 games here to start the new season, so let's take our first trip around the NFL. We'll get things started in the NFC. Arizona playing host to visiting Washington, and they've gone to the half with the Redskins out on top. The Redskins looking for the win on the road in Week 1. From there, we get up to the Rocky Mountains to check on the Broncos at home in Denver, and they trail that one to the visiting Oakland Raiders. The Raiders looking to get their season off on the right foot. They've got the lead on the road. Lastly, let's get you way up to Seattle. See what's happening with the Seahawks. And they trail the visiting L.A. Rams as that one's gone to the intermission. Cooper Kupp, 2 touchdown catches in that first half alone. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and...
We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. This will be fielded at the 6. And they will score. It's a 49er touchdown. It's a kickoff return of 94 yards. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. And you've used the phrase with me before, pressing the kicking game. What exactly does that mean? Because they did it there.
It means focusing on it, all aspects of it, because it's the third part of the game. Offense, defense, special teams. If you press the kicking game, create an advantage, make a big play, it often leads to victory.
Now a 2-point conversion attempt forthcoming.
Watch tight. Tight end right. Tight end.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And this is going to be caught. It's good. And that extends their lead by 2 more. And around the goal line, especially on 2-point tries, sometimes the QB's best friend is that big target, the tight end.
I love how you described it because you know he's going to have some length and some catch radius as well as a big body to keep people away from the football.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Let's go.
So here are the Packers now. They get set for their first possession of half number 2.
Here we go.
And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger. But no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing. And try to get back to where you were to start the half.
You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Now a first down carry by Jones. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3.
Here we go.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
Watch 54. Watch 54.
Again, it's Jones.
It's run, fellas. It's run.
Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2.
Here we go.
Good run on first down, followed up by a not-so-good run on 2nd down.
Now let's find out if they're going to stick with the run here on 3rd down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go with your best running play over your best blocker.
And he will have the first down as he gets this to the 47. A nice first down pickup on a gain of 6. So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 47. Now a first down run is going nowhere. He's going to be dropped in the backfield, a loss of 2. Call it a loss of 2 on the play.
Here we go.
And that'll make it 2nd and 12.
Stage situation. Let's go. You go tight. You got tight.
They'll go again to Jones. And the ball is out. Jones got hit and lost it.
Boom! Yeah,
Wow,
baby.
that ball gets knocked free.
Here we go.
But
Here
a
we go.
teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. And Jones is not going to have the first down as they stop him short. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. He's already fumbled once in this game, and I thought the ball started to jostle there a little bit, but they got to him quickly at the line of scrimmage.
They sure did. And remember, if you're not a very confident runner and you've already dropped it once, if there's traffic around you, the only thing you think about is protecting the football, not gaining yards.
There's Dante Pettis as his guys head back out onto the field. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it?
Right.
Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
The throw right side is complete here on the first play of the drive. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
Let's go.
18 yards, first down Niners.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
They go play action here on first down. That'll be complete to Breida. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. First down, San Francisco. The pickup, 14 yards.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you.
Here we
so
go.
you're able to just get it to him easily.
Here we go.
And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him. Partner, it's often that man coverage is easier for a quarterback to run against. You get your receivers going downfield. Those guys are staying with them, and oftentimes they have their back to the quarterback, which opens up a lot of space and room, and they don't even know that he's taking off with it. What a big-time pickup on that play.
First down, San Francisco. The pickup, 14 yards.
Something to watch here in week 1 of the season, tackling. Because you and I both know that in the preseason, a lot of these guys don't play a whole lot. Plus, the intensity and the speed really ratchets up on opening week.
It's a loss of 4 on the first down play.
I know they've got to be careful not to go to the well too often, but it's a fine line, isn't it? Because sometimes, if you've got success, you want to just keep pounding away.
But no success there. They rallied quickly on the defensive end. On the handoff, this is Breida. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for third down. It looks like the Packers have added an extra DB on third down.
Check three, check three, check three.
On third down, a run from Breida. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7. Preston Smith comes in for the sack. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up second down. 2nd and 6. Eluding the pressure. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
I'm coming back. I'm coming back.
So once again, they dial up the pressure and get home and get a sack. It brings up a 3rd and long, but it's really not an unmakeable one, especially considering they just gave up back-to-back sacks.
3rd and 15 here after the 1st and 2nd down plays went in the wrong direction. They'll drop to throw. It's complete. Swings it out to his running back. They are able to get 9 yards out of that, but now it's 4th down.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. This fielded at the 2. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had run it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him. All right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. Here we go. Does that guy get on the field on this drive? Punter. Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
Here's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Well, that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
Here we go.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Quan Alexander. And the return stops just a few yards shy of midfield. They'll spot the ball at the 47-yard line. They were looking for Johnson that time.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you got to stop them on defense, not give them
under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Sack!
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
The Niners on third down. 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 15. Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
But Plain and simple. That's the second time today that he's dropped a pass.
And that one, I think, maybe even a little easier than the earlier one that he dropped. Surprising.
Was this game announced as a night game prior to, and maybe his rhythm is just off? He's got thrown off. He's got to wake up, enjoy the sunshine, and go play.
It's a 42-yard punt, but 8 on the return. And it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. Here comes Jimmy Garoppolo now to lead his offense back out there.
Here we go.
Interception that ended their previous drive likely also ended any shot they had at victory.
Yeah, long road back from here, no doubt about that one, but let's face it, if you're going to go out there and compete, you want to try and end on a strong note, don't you?
Absolutely. It won't end in a victory like you said, but they can maybe take something positive out of this one. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Garoppolo to try again on second down. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. It's a gain of 16 and a first down for the green and gold. Clock management, definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's first and 10. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Johnson was the intended receiver. That'll bring up second down.
Here we go.
Good work again from the 38 on second and 10.
Me and you all day. I'm coming after you.
Again, they'll throw with Garoppolo. That's complete to Williams out of the backfield. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game.
Here we go.
So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Garoppolo now. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And fourth down now coming up. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sideline.
And that's caught inside the 30. And he'll go down, but not before getting inside the 30. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on fourth. Now throwing on first down and completing it. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. Looking to throw again on second down. Garoppolo. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down.
Here we go.
And on third and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive.
Check back.
And yet again, it's Garoppolo. Oh, trying to get that to Adams, but that's intercepted. Picked off by Mike Hughes. And he'll get this back across the midfield, striping down to the 47-yard line.
So many times we end a game, and as we're recapping it, we're talking about what offenses did and how they won the game. Let's flip this one over. The defense, they frustrated the offense the entire ball game. That's why they're walking out of here with a victory.
And they're going to love to walk out of here with that as their final act, that interception. Good way for them to end it. Now a nice play defensively on first down as this is knocked away and incomplete. They're still throwing the football here. Now, obviously, the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
I guess you're right. If they can get some first downs, just as good as running the football.
Here we go, D. Hey, zoom. It's me and you. It's just me and you.
Now back to throw. And a big loss here as he's taken down. They could not contain Kenny Clark as he gets home for the sack. Here's Matt Bosher now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. So the victory here for San Francisco. And with that, our journey begins, Charles. Week 1 in the books. Going to be a great season.
Oh, man, so much to look forward to. Isn't it nice to get a really good game right out of the gate? Preseason behind us. All these games count now, don't they?
Yeah, this is the exciting time with just 1 week gone and plenty of weeks to come. So for the Niners, that'll be a happy locker room as they start the season 1-0. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for the Packers, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.
the coach. You're locked into the NFL on EA Sports.
We're about 40 miles south of Candlestick Point as we welcome you inside Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. Today, it's an NFC West battle between the Los Angeles Rams and the San Francisco 49ers. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So out come the Rams now for their first possession. They'll be led by their quarterback, Jared Goff. He grew up just across the Golden Gate Bridge in Marin County.
Nothing like being back at home, even if you are on the visiting team, right? You have some familiar faces in the stands, probably got a chance to visit with some people beforehand, maybe a little bit afterwards, but bottom line, he's there to do a job. He's there to try and win a football game. But he's from Nevada, California, which is the same hometown, ironically enough, of Chargers head coach Mike McCoy and one of our producers in the truck.
Ed Brady.
Big Ed Brady.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Here we go.
Here's Goff. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. A big change in field position there. That's 40 yards on the catch and run.
Let's go.
Well, things are looking pretty darn good on this first drive, aren't they? Came right out, set the tone, this time with a big pass play.
And if the peek behind the curtain that they gave us for their game plan, I don't think that's going to be the last one we see.
I think you're exactly right about that.
On first down, it's good. Give him maybe a yard, quite the opposite from the previous big gainer.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. He was looking for Todd Gurley, and it's 3rd down. 180. Get this to the 24 on 3rd down. Delayed give, Goff to Gurley. And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down. Here's Randy Bullock now as he'll go for the field goal. On the left hash, this from 48 yards. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And the Rams have the first points here. It's 3-0. They were probably hoping to get him a little bit closer for a shorter field goal, but he was able to get it done from deep.
Nice little tester for him to begin things, huh? I think he was open for a little bit more of a chip shot. Instead, they made him stretch it out a little bit, but he's got to feel great now that he put it through the pipes.
So here are the Niners now to get their first drive. And we get a glance here at their leader, the man who will be calling the plays under center.
And what I enjoyed watching this week when we had a chance to watch them at practice, the easy camaraderie that he has with his offense.
A lot of respect.
A lot of respect, and frankly, I thought it spilled over to the defense. Oh, the defensive guys were coming over and teasing and joking with him. You can tell they respect the heck out of him and really want to play well for him.
You're not ready.
Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. This running game so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead him to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
And an alley to run, and he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. He'll get 17 on that one, and the Niners have a first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving him a whole lot of credit and thanking him for that much space to rumble.
Now this throw caught left side. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
And another thing that makes a comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. Nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
And down inside the 15 he goes.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
15 for the Niners there and a first down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script, you go through your play call, you go through through all the stuff and establish things, and it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
In last week's game for Kittle, there are the numbers. 3 catches, 69 yards.
And they think they have a matchup advantage in this one. They're going to try and find some space for him to work and make sure he touches the football.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. That is caught by the tight end Kittle. Touchdown, 49ers. George Kittle, his first touchdown of the new season. And the 49ers have now taken the lead. Lutz with the extra point, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. So that drives 6 plays, 75 yards. And the end result for the 49ers, a touchdown.
Will Lutz set to kick off.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. After the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. A play fake to Gurley. Now gone. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Well timed there by Richard Sherman. A sack on the corner blitz.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to put a screen soon.
They'll find Everett there, complete. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
They're certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
And he gets this away, angled for the sideline with a lot behind it. Wow. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. Matt Breed in the offense heading back out. A tough challenge here in this one. We'll see if he can duplicate the numbers on your screen that he put up last week, up over 100 and a touchdown.
We were watching tape to prepare for this game. One thing you noted that I totally agree with, great complementary piece in the last game. You know, they were able to throw it pretty well. He ran it exceptionally, and he hoped to continue that same formula in this game.
Complimentary with an E, not an I.
That's my English teacher right there.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Watch the slant. Watch the slant.
2nd and 10. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Joejuan Williams, the rookie Vandy product, there to bat it away.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that. They might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. 18 yards, first down Niners. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Just like that. Just like that.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. He's got the first down and more past midfield. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco.
Give me the back. Give me the back.
Marquise Goodwin, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. And nothing too crazy there. A quick slant, and then he just had a seam. He found a seam.
And when you hit it on the run like that, and I mean the pass right to the receiver who's already in motion and moving, sometimes he just takes and runs away from everyone else.
And he ran it into the end zone. And the defense, they've got to adjust there quickly. That's tough on them.
That's really tough because everything was executed well. Ball was out of his hands quickly, into the hands of the receiver, and then he was gone.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
Now the Rams offense, they work their way back on the field. Their deficit is 11, 14-3, and needing to get something going here as they come up on 1st and 10. Goff will lead the Rams up here 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. A run with Gurley there on 1st down, going to get about 4 yards. DeForest Buckner in on the tackle.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter games turn into bigger runs later.
Come on, come on, run.
He'll have a 1st down past the 40. And finally taken down at the 44-yard line.
We play to win.
27 yards there, 1st down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
I got you.
That's a gain of 13, 1st down Rams.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
Here's Goff. Get this one to Cup, complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 11 and a 1st down L.A. This will be the first red zone opportunity now for the Rams. 1st and 10 at the 19.
Mike 54.
Goff going to hand it to Gurley. He'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Looking to find a lane, but he can't rein in at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Mike 20. Mike 54. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Throwing on 3rd. Goff. He's going to dump it off to Gurley. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defense side of the ball right now, but you make your own defense happy. They're able to get a little more rest over on the sidelines while this one continues downfield.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal.
Watch the twist. Watch the twist.
Back to the ground game here. Gurley. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here, not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in prime.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Robert Woods, his first touchdown of the new season, as his guys are back within a single score.
Obviously, Brandon, they couldn't get it all back with just one score, but that touchdown chips into the lead, and now it makes the comeback a little bit more manageable.
Bullock good on the extra point, and that makes it a 14-10 ball game. The lead cut to just 4 as they kick it away and turn things over to their D.
Come on, baby, let's go. Get excited. Let's go. Let's go.
And San Francisco gets set to go here. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
On the stop was Aaron Donald. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. That's complete to his speedy wideout Goodwin. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 18 yards, 1st down Niners. They reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in the second week of the regular season. And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Ram territory. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And the Rams got him. They bring him down.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. The quarterback was hit.
They're going to look to throw. Able to haul it in is Kittle. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. 2nd and long. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. This secondary has been roasted in this first half, and they're going to measure revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back, but that's one step in the proper direction.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. And this is going to be another first down, as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 25-yard line. He'll look to throw. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. First down, San Francisco, to pick up 14 yards. Back to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. George Kittle, the receiver that he was looking for. And that'll bring up 2nd down. No move for the field goal unit. They're going to go here with 5 seconds left. That will give to Breida. And he's going to battle his way down right around the 2-yard line. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. This is less than an extra point, just a 19-yard attempt. The kick by Lutz is good. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. We'll start with a rematch from Super Bowl 43. Pittsburgh heading to State Farm Field to take on Arizona. And the Cardinals have a 7-0 early lead. And they're at halftime with the Steelers out in front. Juju Smith-Schuster, 2 touchdown catches in that first half alone. Next, we'll head up to the Bay Area. Check on the Raiders at home in Oakland. And it's the visiting L.A. Chargers who are out in front. Keenan Allen, a touchdown reception. Lastly, let's check in at our nation's capital. See what's happening with the Redskins at home at FedEx Field. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting New England Patriots. Dwayne Haskins has thrown a touchdown pass. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer.
It's the 49ers out in front, and they will get the football first as well, as we are back and started in the second half. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Here comes the 49ers offensive unit as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
See if they do just that. He'll have a first down past the 40. And finally, down at the 41-yard line.
Here we go.
15 for the Niners there and a first down. They've got the lead early here in the third quarter, and runs like that are how they establish that lead in the first half.
I love the fact that you're using the word lead because they are leading from the front, pounding on the defense right now with the running game, and truly establishing themselves here in the second half.
And this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. The previous run, good for 9. Here's second and a yard.
Check.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He'll dump this down to Matt Breida. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46.
Let's go.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? Second and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down. And that's exactly what he did.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Ryan Shazier got in that time, the first-round pick of 2014.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Here we go.
It really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop it.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
Call it a 6-yard gain. Still plenty of work to do coming up. 3rd and 14.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
He'll drop to throw. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. Call it a gain of 3, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield.
Let's go, son.
Now the attention turns back to the Rams offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. It looks like a pickup of 6. That leaves them with 7 yards to go on 3rd down.
Here goes tonight. Right 20. Right there. 54. Right there. 54, Mike. Let him know.
From the gun on 3rd down. Goff. It's caught right side by Daniels. And he'll be stopped short of the first down as they rally to tackle him at about the 28. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
A short game that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. This is taken around the 12. Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. And that will come the offense as they take over. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. They had the incomplete pass on second down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10. He'll look to throw. And down on the pressure from the Rams defense.
That's how we do it. That's how we do it.
And that's the second sack of the game, but this player, disruptive in all phases, whether he's going upfield, coming underneath, you name it. He's a big-time guy you have to block.
Now this is going to work out well as it's out of bounds near the 13-yard line. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
At the 17-yard line.
You think you gonna get this?
From the 17, Goff going to flare this one out to Gurley in the flat. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
He's forced out of bounds.
Mike 54. Mike 54.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Rams on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. Out of the gun, Goff. Then Woods has it complete. And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23. Goff to Woods as the Rams move the chains.
Here we go. He's checking. Crash.
On 1st and 10, Goff. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is going to be 49er football.
All ball, baby. All ball. It's on.
That feels like an accumulation of the pressure we've seen all game. I mean, he's been on the turf a whole lot because of sacks. Eventually, something else happens as well, and this time it was a turnover.
And caught up to him. He's got the first down inside the 10. And all the way down to the 5. Mark that as a gain of 16 to set him up 1st and goal.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and
he'll take this into the end zone for a San Francisco touchdown. Matt Breida, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Niners take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Rams offense now, they get set and head back onto the field. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Well, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. So that one a hold first guard.
And you understand why offensive and defensive linemen probably go to martial arts schools and work on their hands so often, because that could be the make or break difference on a play. This time he had to grab a jersey in order to make the play happen. Got caught.
I got you, boy.
Without the previous penalty, that would have been a first down. Instead, it's just a gain of 10.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. The Rams on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. Now Goff. That's complete to the tight end, Everett. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A gain of 22. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football before he knew it. He was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. Great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
A good pickup there. 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down.
Go to the 180. We got 3. We got 3, fellas. We got 3.
Goff on 3rd down. Man open, it's Cup. He's got it. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 26. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Rams football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now Goff. That's going to be caught. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. They go play action with Gurley. Now Goff. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a 1-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
The 49er offense now making their way out onto the field. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a 1st down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts, as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining. They're not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Breida. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
Let's go!
Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Now it's Breida. The Rams going to be forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. That one looks like he'll throw here. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And he can't hang on. That's definitely going to be one he wishes he had back. Incomplete in the end zone. First quarter, Charles, you really emphasized the importance of winning the turnover battle as a visiting team, as an underdog. They haven't forced a single turnover in this game.
And right now they're losing, so no turnovers might lead to no victory.
And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 24-yard line.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do. And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it.
It's my point. And that touchdown should make you feel comfortable. But do you really feel like it's totally over yet?
Totally, but I think you're pretty much there.
Yeah, you still got to make sure you stay with it, do all the right things down the stretch, especially on defense, but that touchdown there, you got to feel good about your chances.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So Jared Goff in the offense. Down by 2 touchdowns. A little over 40 seconds to go. It's an extremely tall order in front of them, but they've got the ball with a first down. They'll start out on the ground with Gurley. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he's stopped behind the line of scrimmage. On 2nd and 11 now. Gone. And that one's complete to Gurley. And they're able to get this one across the 35. First down, Los Angeles there with a pickup of 14 yards.
Los Angeles.
And, Charles, you know what coaches always tell us. We want to win our home games. That much we know. We want to protect our home turf. They got that done in this one.
Exactly right. When you start a season, everyone's goal, win all of your home games, split your road games, and you're likely going to be in the playoffs. But when you win at home, boy, what a great feeling that is. You don't even mind if people are at your house when you get home after a win like that.
So for the 49ers, they use the favorable early schedule to their advantage as they move to 2-0. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Cleveland Browns. Meanwhile, for L.A., they'll fall to 1-1. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our
everybody. It's the coach. You're tuned in to Sunday Night.
We are just a stone's throw away from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as we get set for football at First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio. Tonight, we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the San Francisco 49ers and the Cleveland Browns. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. So here come the Browns for their first drive on offense. They will be led out by the Heisman Trophy winner from 2018 from Oklahoma, Baker Mayfield.
And while he won't admit it because his team lost the game, he had some fun in the last one.
He threw for over 400 yards.
I mean, there's no getting around it. As a QB, yeah, okay. We lost the game, but boy, that felt good flinging it around. Now he's got to figure out how to do the exact same thing, yet turn it into a win.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A good play there as the Browns strike for 16 and a first down. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers. You're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
Here's Mayfield. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. And he has now hit number 500. Charles, that is his 500th NFL career catch.
Definitely worthy of applause, but I remember when 500 meant you were going to the Hall of Fame. Nowadays, in today's football, 500 puts you on the path, a significant number.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
It's now 3rd and 8.
On 3rd down, Mayfield. It's caught. Beckham. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on that receiver, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. And they'll be led out by the man running the show, Charles, their quarterback.
And what I'm looking for from him today, the things every quarterback is looking to do. Lead his team to a victory. Doesn't matter whether he's throwing it, running it, handing it off, however he has to do it, as well as exhibiting some leadership, that's what he's trying to accomplish.
Squeeze, squeeze, double, double.
Here's the first carry from Matt Breida. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Offense.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards.
Set, hut, Mike. Throw the base. It's the Mike. Watch twist, watch twist, watch twist.
They'll set up to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. The D-tackle Sheldon Richardson came barreling in for the sack.
We talked about prior to the game, and it played out right there on the first play, didn't it? This offensive line is going to have his hands full all night long.
Now, you often speak of scripts to start a game. Does this mean that play number 2, they're going to go off the script a little bit?
Yeah, what's interesting is that most people, when they script now, they actually script those contingencies in, okay?
And the pressure gets to him again. In for the sack, Myles Garrett.
Well, it's apparent that these guys are getting after it right from the opening kickoff. They roll right downfield and score on their first possession. And here on defense, back-to-back sacks. Someone is ready to play.
After the sack, they'll come out now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs, It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on third down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10.
180.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 44. Play action now. Here's Mayfield. He finds Hillman. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Now a throw here going to be taken in by the tight end Njoku. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
Check Mike 54. Mike.
On 3rd and 1, here's Mayfield. He finds Beckham complete. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does in the best part.
Now Mayfield lost the football.
That's how we do it, baby.
Call it luck or skill, whatever the case is, they're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. They don't care if it was luck or skill, or the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground. Whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you retain possession, that's all you're looking for.
A sizable gain there, 9 yards as they get it back to a 3rd and 5. Mayfield from the gun on 3rd down. And he finds his man. That's Butler. His first catch. Good for 9 and a 1st down. Mayfield brings him up 1st and 10. And he's completed all 7 of his passes thus far. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
180.
Mayfield brings him up 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Mayfield hands it off to Chubb.
Rhino.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
They go with Chubb on 2nd down. And a run down to about the 22 here. And he's going to have this pretty close to a 1st down as the tackle is made at the Niners' 22. The Browns on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. Oh, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. 4th down now after a loss of 2.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
And the 14-year trusty veteran able to knock it through, and that will make it 6-0. So scores on their first 2 possessions, but 6-0, so field goals probably not what they were hoping for.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
The 49ers offense making its way back out there. And a 3 and out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
And he'll be be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. He'll get a dozen there, and it's a first down, 49ers.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on second down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15. A gain of 3. Sheldon Richardson there to make the play. Here's a 2nd and 7. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And able to haul it in is Kittle. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that'll bring up a 2nd and goal. Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal. He will find his receiver, Pettis, for a 49ers touchdown.
Right there.
Dante Pettis, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as his guys can now take the lead with the extra point. Lutz good on the extra point, and that will give them the lead here as we get on towards halftime. So that drive goes a full 80 yards and 10 plays, and it's polished off by a touchdown for San Francisco. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of 6s back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football. A good start to the drive here as that's caught out on the left side. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
We didn't need to ask around the league, but we got to confirm this guy's a good player. They've got to find a way to get him more involved, call a few more plays, and then target him.
Absolutely, because here we are toward the end of the first half, and that's the first target, not just the first catch, first target. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep the defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter. A lot of time to change things. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. They'll throw again. Here's Mayfield. He finds his target, Beckham. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Mayfield now, 9 of 11 passing in this first half. He's got his guys a 1st and 10. Open man, Butler complete. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts, as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number one. That first down completion only netted him 3. Second and 7. Mayfield with it once more. Looking for Landry, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 17. And this one will be brought back to the 22. Landry, the intended target.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
Pretty good results here on the first down run as he takes this forward for about 6. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number one. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So that one will be accepted.
Still second down.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down. Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And he'll push forward here for a good little run as the clock continues to run. It'll be a 5-yard pickup there, so from second and 13, they're back to a more manageable 3rd and 8. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
I know he ain't got it.
On play action, they'll throw. Flushed out right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
I'm going to hit you all day.
So a very tight first half. We had to break in a 1-point game as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started over at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in downtown Atlanta, where you see the final score there. 21-7, the final score. From there, we head up to our nation's capital and check on the Redskins at home at FedEx Field. And they were winners in that one over the visiting New York Giants. Dwayne Haskins, 2 touchdown passes as his guys remain unbeaten. And finally, a good one on Monday Night Football between the Denver Broncos and the New York Jets. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a defensive struggle. Which offense can break through in the second half? Find out.
It's the 49ers out in front, and they will get the football first as well as we are back and started in the second half. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They have the lead now. They'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
Adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. A gain of 10 and a 49er first down.
I know we just saw a nice throwing catch, but how about the big guys up front buying that time? Yeah, that's exactly what they did. They created time and allowed the space to happen, and it turned into a really nice play.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Just keeping the and eventually taken down here. Great coverage yards downfield. Play 3 of the drive not as successful. They go backwards after those 2 first-down gains. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it. But it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, and he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Vic Beasley making it look easy, cruising in for the sack.
That would be exactly what they were looking for coming out to start the third quarter. Get a sack, get off the field, get the momentum going in their direction.
Get the ball back to your offense, right? Get that momentum because, hey, this lead is very, very slim. We'll call that a 49-yard punt, but a net of just 39 following the 10-yard return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Here's the Browns now. They get set for their first possession of the third quarter. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board and get some momentum here at half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
They run again on first down, Chubb. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
20.
Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Blue down.
On second and 12, Mayfield. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. DeForest Buckner, his second sack of the night.
That's how we do,
We are seeing 2 really confident defenses imposing their will on these offenses in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, going toe for toe. Just curious if one of these offenses can wake up a little bit.
Is there any way they can find something that can pop, something big to knock them back?
And he's going to go down again. Nick Bosa, he's the one to get him this time, and back-to-back sacks brings up 4th down.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say, when you have obvious passing situations. Hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over.
Let's go!
Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play. His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. Vic Beasley able to make the tackle.
Mike 56. Here it comes.
They run again with Breida. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. He'll get a dozen there, and it's a first down, 49ers. Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. They run with Breida. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
Hey, defense, let's go. Watch twist, watch.
On second down, a run with Breida. And the lane closes up quickly as he'll get about 3 down to the 38.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blow. Sometimes.
And he's going to lose yardage here. As they will switch ends as time is run out on this third quarter to play. as we begin the fourth. This is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback.
Go!
Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. To throw, Mayfield. And this is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
Gotta love the catch. I think you gotta love the gloves as well.
Yeah, these one-handed catches, that was great, and they're fun. They've become a little more ho-hum, aren't they?
Yeah, they really are. And I know that it sounds like we're taking credit away from the guys, and we don't mean that at all. They really work hard on this one-handed catch thing, but I think the gloves have to be helping in a big way.
A good pickup there for the Browns, 15 yards. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
At the 46-yard line.
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. And he's got the hook up to Landry. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Big yardage there for the Browns, 18.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. He was trying to go back to Beckham there, but it'll be second down. Throwing again, Mayfield on 2nd and 10. They set up the screen to Chubb.
Let's go.
Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4. A good job defensively to hold that to 4 yards, and now it's 3rd down. The Browns on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. Now Mayfield. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
Let's go.
The San Francisco offense getting their last-minute instructions before they take over here. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys.
Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. Touchdown, 49ers. Matt Breida, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And once again, the 49ers are back out in front. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
Come on now, let's go!
And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
They'll be going for 6. On 2nd down, Mayfield again. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Mayfield now. That's out to Chubb, complete. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop.
You got it!
One thing I think it's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
12 yards on the return that time. So here are the Niners to take over on offense. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10 from the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Breida. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. Decent start defensively to this series. They've got to stop them here and get this ball back.
I like the way you phrase that, partner. Decent start, but now it's got to be more about the ball. It's all about the ball, getting it away from them, because making good tackles is one thing, but the clock will run out on you. You've got to have the football back for your offense.
And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Miles Garrett in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's 49er football here as we get your reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield.
Holding.
Let's get the call. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
And this kick will be touched down as they spot it inside the 45-yard line. Now Mayfield and the Browns. Down 14-9, a little under a minute 50 remaining. They need a touchdown. A field goal is worthless now as they come up with 1st and 10. Back to throw. He's got Njoku, his big tight end. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. Give him a couple on the catch at 2nd and 8. Back to throw. There have been quite a few plays they might look back on and say, we really have hurt ourselves, and that was another example.
And this is late-game execution. Everything on the line, so it all has to come together properly. The throw's made. Where's the catch? Got to catch in that spot.
And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. Odell Beckham, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as his guys have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes. Here we go. The Browns will go for 2. Might be seeing that one on the highlight shows tonight. The home run ball here. Oh, no, he lost the football.
The attempt at the 2-point conversion is no good.
Well, that decision to me was all about pulling up the chart. You know, that beautiful chart that tells you when to go for 2, when to go for 1. I do love it. It helps you with your decision-making during heated times. And you just look at it right here in this point of the game. Go for 2. Try and make it a field goal difference.
Let's go. Just up 1 makes the rest of this 4th quarter a little more interesting.
Yeah, they followed the chart. They just didn't get the 2 points on the board, did they?
Nope. Well, we had a number of good games in the afternoon sessions, but this Sunday nighter might top them all. We come up here on 1st and 10. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 13 yards there and a Niner first. 1st down now, but that clock rolling. Once again, they run with Breida on 1st down. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 45 seconds left to go in the game. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. On 1st down, here's Breida. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done.
Let's go! Let's go!
Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Watch the out! Watch the out!
This is Breida. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
50 seconds to Mike.
You ain't got nothing.
Here's Breida. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5.
Let's go, fellas.
In position for the possible game winner, but they need to get up and spike it. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. A pickup of 4 on 1st down. It'll be 2nd and goal. Now a final chance to stop it here as a timeout comes in with 10 seconds left in the game.
Ready? Hey, no. 53, Mike. Come off the ball hard.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Now the timeout will be called, so they're in field goal range with 3 seconds left. So it all rests now on the right leg of Will Lutz. The clock showing just 1 tick. This for the win. Well, a little drama there at the end, but really this thing was already decided. The late points get scored, and then it ends on the kickoff.
And I'm right there with you, partner. At the end of the game, they knew what they had to do. Just make sure you don't cough up the football at the end. Just take care of it, and victory was theirs, and that's exactly what they did.
So for San Francisco, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Cleveland, they'll fall to 1-2. And they'll try to rebound next week as they head to Glendale to take on the Cardinals. So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com.